The 2014 BYD New F3. BYD is a growing brand in China these days, with its products growing in comfort, technical innovation, and originality. The new F3, however, isn't one of those products. While it is the latest version of the sedan, it still harks back to BYD's old habits of copying another automaker's designs. In this case, it is Toyota. The Corolla-like car shares many similar features, but has seen some differentiation since the adoption of "new" in its title. As the old saying goes, the sincerest form of flattery is imitation, meaning the new F3 isn't a bad car, thanks mostly to the Corolla. The new F3 offers the Chinese and other foreign markets a vehicle for basic transportation. Room for 5 and a decent-sized trunk are present. So is a dual-clutch transmission. Now, before you start thinking about a DSG or PDK, this gearbox is tailored more for fuel economy rather than lightning-fast shifts. That becomes even more apparent when considering what the transmission is mounted to. The 1.5-liter four-cylinder produces a scant 107 horsepower and 106 pound-feet of torque. The 60 mph sprint comes in 12 seconds with a top speed of 105 miles per hour. Sure, it's not a performance car, but the payoff is 44 mpg on the highway and 27 mpg in the city. As a whole, the new F3 seems very focused for shorter, in-town jaunts than long highway cruising. And that's just fine, as most of its sales region is concentrated urban areas. Click past the jump to read more about the BYD New F3. Exterior. The outside of the BYD New F3 is now more differentiated from the Toyota Corolla. The previous F3's body panels were so similar to the then current Corolla the parts were literally interchangeable. Thankfully, BYD has moved away from that. The new F3's looks are rather boring. A twin-beam grille offers a splash of chrome, the headlights are projector beam style, and fog lamps are also offered. The sides of the new F3 have body line accents running under the side windows, bisecting the door handles. Plastic wheel covers are snapped to the 15-inch wheels. Things around back are equally bland. A chrome accent piece lines the top of the license plate bracket, but otherwise, things are ho-hum. While it might not be a beauty to look at, the lack of crazy body lines helps keep the new F3's costs down. More on that later. Exterior dimensions. Interior. Things inside the new F3 are equally drab. The dashboard would look right at home in 1998 with its tiny radio display, digital clock, and waterfall-style design. The car does offer leather-like seating surfaces, bringing more class to the cabin. Twin analog gauges display ground speed and engine speed, with small screens embedded in the center of the gauges for fuel, temperature, and other vehicle readings. Rear seat occupants get a decent amount of room. The car has the ability to hold 5, but the center seat should be saved for smaller children. Drivetrain. Powering the BYD New F3 are 3 engine options. The first is a 1.5-liter inline 4-cylinder. The engine features a DOHC design with 4 valves per cylinder. Variable valve timing helps conserve fuel. It's rated at 107 horsepower at 5,800 revolutions per minute and 106 pound-feet of torque at 4,800. A 5-speed manual transmission is standard with this engine, and the 6-speed DCT is optional. A more powerful version puts out 151 horsepower and 177 pound-feet, coming in at 5,200 revolutions per minute and between 1,750 and 3,500 revolutions per minute, respectively. This engine is only offered with a 6-speed manual. Lastly, a 1.2-liter 4-cylinder is offered, making 109 horsepower at 5,200 revolutions per minute and 136 pound-feet of torque between 1,500 and 4,000 revolutions per minute. The 6-speed manual and the DCT are offered here. The 6-speed, dual-clutch transmission sends power to the front wheels. As stated before, the unit is tuned for fuel conservation rather than speed shifting. It does, however, offer a manual gate for do-it-yourself shifting. Drivetrain specifications. Prices. Pricing for the BYD New F3 starts at roughly $8,600 per conversion rates as of 5 December 2014. Competition: Toyota Corolla. Since the new F3 is following in the Corolla's tire treads, it's only fair to list it as a competitor. The Corolla has some new styling for 2014 with some pretty angular cues and more accents than it's ever seen before. Under its hood lies a choice of 3 engines, including the 1.8-liter 4-cylinder in the Eco trim package. It makes 140 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque and is mated to a continuously variable transmission. The car achieves 30 mpg city and 42 mpg highway. Pricing for the Corolla starts at $16,800 and goes up to $20,100 for the Eco Plus trim level. Honda Civic. The Civic has been around in its current form since 2013. Lackluster sales prompted the revamping after just 1 year of the current generation, which debuted for 2012. Now with a sportier look, the Civic is back for blood. Under its hood are 3 engine choices as well: a 1.8-liter with 140 horses, a 2.4-liter with 201 horses, and a 1.5-liter with 110 horses in the hybrid model. Pricing starts at around $18,000 and extends up toward $23,000 for the Sporty C model. Conclusion: the BYD New F3 is a reasonable compact sedan with room for 5, a decent trunk, and a rather fuel-efficient 4-cylinder engine. While it might not be a beauty queen or a sports car, the new F3 offers honest transportation without all the extra stuff. It's highly unlikely the new F3 will ever make it to the US, at least in its current form, but in other parts of the world, the new F3 is a boring but decent choice. Love it. Good fuel economy with the 107-horse 1.5-liter 3-engine and transmission choices. Inexpensive. Leave it very bland. Copies the Toyota Corolla underpowered.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.